4 bags of groceries for under $25. Let's see what we can do. I do most of my grocery shopping at H-E-B, but I recognize not everyone is fortunate enough to have an H-E-B in their neighborhood. So today, I'm going to go shopping at Walmart. And I'm going to do it with just $25. So I've got to pick up a few supplies for this week. So one thing I use a lot of in almost everything I cook is onions. So for $3.24 for this bag, we're going to go ahead and start with these right here, because these will go in just about everything. Now I love Honeycrisp apples. They are one of my favorite apples, if not my favorite. But the Honeycrisp right now are $4.97 for this bag. So instead, at $2.96 a bag, we're going to go with 3 pounds of Gala apples. Or Gala, I don't know. I'm not sure what the right way to say that is. Someone tell me in the comments. Is it Gala or is it Gala? At any rate, these apples are only $2.96 for a 3-pound bag, so that's what we're going with. So at 50 cents a pound, that's going to be a little over $1 worth of bananas. Now typically, I prefer Yukon Gold potatoes, but I can't argue with $2.97, so we're going to go ahead and go with a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes today. All right, this is where it gets really awesome. For $2.42, we're going to grab a pound of red lentils. They're not the least expensive lentils. I could be getting regular old brown lentils for $1.92, but these are so good in soups and in dals and things like that. I'm going to go ahead and go with these. But for $1.50, we're going to get a pound of black beans. In fact, we're going to get 2 pounds of black beans. 88 cents. Brown rice. Now this is actually the highest ticket item I'm going to buy today. It is $4.48 for the Better Than Bouillon seasoned vegetable base. This will provide the seasoning for a lot of what I'll be making with the food that I'm buying today. And now we need a bag of mixed vegetables. It's 98 cents. And we'll go with this one. It is peas, corn, carrots, and green beans. Now we're going to do some broccoli, and I could go with the broccoli florets down here for $1.16, but I'm going to be really cheap, and I'm going to go with the broccoli cuts for 94 cents. So there we go. This is just going to end up in a smoothie anyhow. All right, I have kept a rough count as we went, but I don't know for sure whether I'm going to make the $25 cutoff or not. Let's see how we did and then take it home and see what I can make from this stuff. All right, so I'm getting ready to check out. We've got the potatoes, we've got the onions, we've got the bananas, we've got the apples, we've got some frozen veggies, we've got some lentils and beans and brown rice, and our Better Than Bouillon. Turn that the right way. There we go, our Better Than Bouillon. I don't know if we're going to be able to do all this for just $25, but we're about to find out. And if we can't, then the Better Than Bouillon will not make the cut.
And this is supposed to last you how many days?
Well, I want it to be lunches for the entire week.
Okay.
So we're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Are we going to make it?
This is the one. Yeah, $22.90.
Is that including tax?
No taxes on food.
No taxes on food.
there's no taxes
I
on
forgot about that. I could go back and buy more stuff, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to. We'll stop right there. Change. All right, so we did it. I made it out of there, and I have some change in my pocket. So that is an awesome thing. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to go home and I'm going to make some food that I intend to use for my lunches all throughout this week with the ingredients that I just bought. But I want to acknowledge something. Typically when we go shopping, we're not starting from zero. I mean, there are some things already in the pantry, right? So I'm not calculating cost for things like curry powder or seasonings. And I will be adding at least 1 can of coconut milk that I already had at the house, but that would easily have been covered by the change that I still have in my pocket. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Four bags of groceries for under $25. All right, so normally I would do an unpacking or grocery haul video sitting at my kitchen table, but there is so much noise going on inside the house right now with people playing games and hanging out and cooking and cleaning and stuff that I have been relegated to my backyard studio. So here I am. So here's what I ended up with on that trip to Walmart. Now, you already saw all of this as I was loading it, but I'm just going to go over it real quickly and what I'm going to use it for. Bananas. Now, these are for snacks, but they're also for sweetening things. For instance, if I were going to make a smoothie out of some of the things that I bought today, I might use the bananas as a sweetener as opposed to a date or even a protein powder. Next up, we have some onions. Now, these onions are going to be used primarily for my red lentil soup and also for my black beans and brown rice. So they are going to go as ingredients in both of those. I may use them for a few other things, but those are the reasons that I bought them today. Next up, we have a 3-pound bag of Gala apples. Now, apples have been going like crazy in my house lately. I cannot seem to buy enough apples. I use them, my kids use them, my wife uses them. We all use a ton of apples. So these will be sliced up and put in a bag for lunches. Next up, we have black beans. I got 2 pounds of black beans. These are going to be cooked in the Instant Pot. At least 1 pound of them are going to be cooked tonight in the Instant Pot. Now, I think, and I don't know for sure, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 1 bag of them and leave them just plain. No salt, no seasonings, nothing but the black beans and the water. So here we have 4 cups of black beans from 1 pound of dry beans. This is technically 8 servings of black beans at a 1/2 cup serving that has 8 grams of protein. Because I want these to have as little flavor as possible. Why, you ask? Because these are going to go in my smoothies. Yes, you heard me right. I am going to use black beans in my smoothie recipes this week, and I'm going to try to save some money on protein powder. I'm going to go with a whole high fiber food with lots of protein. We're going to add that with the bananas. And the vegetables and any other fruit I choose to add to the smoothies. And this will be a source of protein for those breakfast smoothies. The other bag of black beans is going to go into the Instapot with some onions, some bouillon, and some brown rice. And this will be one of the primary things that I eat for lunch over the course of this week. That, of course, brings me to the brown rice. About half of this bag is going to go into the Instant Pot with the black beans. The other half will be prepared separately, and I will serve it with some of the red lentil soup that I'm going to be making. So I want some of it to go with the beans, and I want some of it to go with the red lentil soup. This red lentil soup is going to be made up of red lentils, onions, potatoes, and various seasonings that I already have on hand. Next up, we have some frozen broccoli. This broccoli is going to go into the smoothies with the black beans. So this will be one of the primary ingredients with my black beans in the smoothies that I make this week. We have some mixed vegetables here. This is carrots, super sweet corn, green beans, and peas. This was less than $1, and this is going to go into the red lentil soup. And here we have the rockstar carbohydrate of this week's grocery haul, the russet potato. I got this huge bag of potatoes for less than $4. I'm going to peel these, chop them up, and they're going to go into the soup with the red lentils. It's going to be a curry-based dish, so how thick that turns out, I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but it's going to have potatoes, red lentils, peas, corn, carrots, and lots of great seasonings. I do have a can of coconut milk that I will probably add to that, which I didn't buy because I already had it. And last but certainly not least, we have the Better Than Bouillon Premium Seasoned Vegetable Base. This is what I'm using with water instead of having bought vegetable broth. And this is going to add a lot of flavor and a lot of seasoning to both of the main dishes that I'm going to be making to serve as my lunches over the course of this week. So there you have it. Everything that I just showed you, I got all of it for less than $23. So I do most of my shopping at HEB. It's over here. I do most of my shopping at HEB. But I realize not everyone is fortunate. So I'm going to Walmart to do some quick shopping for this week's food prep, and I'm going to do it with just $25. And I'm going to see what I can get with just $25. So today, I'm going to go shopping at Walmart, and I'm going to do it with just $25.